Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful people, welcome back to another Warzone video. And in this one I'm combining Warzone and a Black Ops Cold War, and I'm going to show you a couple of Easter eggs that I discovered yesterday while playing single player campaign in a Black Ops Cold War. And the gameplay that you see on your screens right now is the gameplay for the mission called Desperate Measures, which is happening in a Lubyanka building, which is the headquarters of KGB. And there I met some very interesting characters which you are about to see.
Have a seat. General Secretary Brezhnev has taken an interest in the new security development. There's a mole within the KGB. The committee wants someone from the first Chief Directorate to oversee Colonel Kravchenko's investigation. If you've not met him already, this is Imran Zakhaev.
Thank you, Secretary Gorbachev. And thank you all for welcoming me with open arms. I can think of no greater tragedy than a home violated from the inside. The trust and love within a family is sacred.
And ladies and gentlemen, the guy with the beard in this meeting is no more, not less, but Imran Zakaev, who is basically the father of the Viktor Zakhaev, the main villain from Warzone storyline. And for you who don't know, Imran Zakhaev is apparently ex-KGB operative, and a very important one. And the one important thing about Imran Zakaev is that he is an expert for the bunker systems that were built everywhere in the Soviet Union. And besides that, he was one of the rare people in the whole Soviet Union who had access to absolutely every bunker in the Soviet Union, which also includes Verdansk, because Kastovia, which is the fictional country where Verdansk is, was a part of the Soviet Union before the collective state collapsed. So Imran Zakaev is described as a Cold War hero, and he was a high-ranking official in the Interior Ministry of the Soviet Union and KGB as well. As such, Zakaev had access to tunnels, bunker systems, but also underground barracks, shelters and silos across the Eastern Bloc, so not just Soviet Union, insisting his middle son Viktor, who is the main villain in the Warzone, to be fluent in Italian, German, English and French language. Viktor enrolled into a prestigious preparatory school in Verdansk, Kastovia, but was soon expelled following an altercation with a teacher for grabbing the teacher's cane and breaking it to evade his corporal punishment. As a punishment, Imran sent Viktor to the Suvo military school, where his peers were the most austere families of the Soviet military personnel. I also can't finish this video without mentioning the gentleman in the blue suit who is smoking during this conversation, and this gentleman is Mikhail Gorbachev, the former leader of the Soviet Union. Mikhail Gorbachev is a Russian and a former Soviet politician, the 8th and last leader of the Soviet Union. He was the General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1985 until 1991. He was also the country's head of state from 1988 until 1991, serving as the chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet from 1988 till 1989, chairman of the Supreme Soviet from 1989 to 1990, and president of the Soviet Union from 1990 until 1991. Ideologically, he initially adhered to Marxist-Leninism, although by the early 90s had moved toward social democracy, and even today he is the guy who is mostly blamed for the collapse of the Soviet Union. So it is absolutely amazing how many historical figures are appearing in the Black Ops Cold War, which makes this whole game more than just a game. It's also an educational purpose and a way to learn something about your history, which they actually made us to remind ourselves about the Cold War and what could happen if the world goes in a different direction. Now, this sequence that you are seeing right now is also another place where you meet Imran Zakhaev. Again, it's in the Lubyanka building, which is the headquarters of the KGB, and you're here disguised as a Soviet general. So Russell Adler and yourself are going to infiltrate the bunker number 41, which we will talk about shortly, and you are basically seeing Imran Zakaev in the elevator, and he's actually asking you questions, etc., so you can have that luxury in interacting with him and just making your answers and way to escape his awkward questions that he is asking all the time. Now, the next thing that we are going to see here is the bunker number 41, which is stationed in, or actually under, the Lubyanka building, which is the main KGB headquarters, and this is the entrance to the bunker. Now, it's very interesting that this bunker number is 41, and if we are taking the consideration all the bunkers in Verdansk, which start from 0 till 11, which is in total of 12 bunkers, it actually means that developers are saying to us that during the Soviet Union time, army used to build these bunkers, and probably whole bunker story started in Verdansk with bunker number 0, and we are here currently at the bunker number 41, which is stationed in Moscow. So if we take in consideration that the Verdansk was a ground zero during the Cold War and was one of the towns in the Soviet Union that suffered the most, it makes a perfect sense that all of this bunker stories, underground network passages, silos, that everything actually started from Verdansk, which makes perfectly sense because also Perseus and Viktor Zakhaev and his father Imran Zakaib had a special interest for Verdansk. So the origin of all bunkers are actually coming from Verdansk, because the first 12 bunkers were built there. And as you can see, this bunker number 41, which is stationed in Moscow, is nothing like we saw before, especially not in Warzone, because this is a bunker of a huge proportions. And there are actually tons of small Easter eggs, maps, computers, phones, everything that I need to go back and investigate. But I was yesterday a little bit in a rush trying to finish and complete the missions so I can see what stories are tied to Verdansk story. And today I'm going to go back to this place to see some additional clues, mysteries and secrets, and is there anything else we can tie closely to Warzone and to Verdansk bunkers. But overall, it's an absolutely interesting story, and it's quite encouraging because all of these bunkers that are appearing during the Black Ops Cold War single player campaign, and I'm not going to spoil you everything, but there is absolute tremendous numbers of bunkers that are appearing there. So it makes me a hope that we will soon see some progress in a Warzone in Verdansk with the bunkers that we already have, which are bunkers 0 to 11, which is 12 bunkers in total. And I'm specially referring to the second bunker doors, because that's the only thing that's still not been resolved in a Warzone. Anyways, my fellow Verdansk citizens, I hope you enjoyed the content for today. Please let me know what do you think in a comment section below, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure to do so for a future great Call of Duty content. And until next time, I wish you all the best and stay frosty.